We are back. Hello, everyone. Guten Tag, bonjour, добрый день. This is me, Zeno77, your favorite YouTube reactor, your favorite. I don't like calling myself streamer, but I guess what I'm doing is called streaming. So if I'm your favorite streamer, it's all good. I love you all. We are back. We had a 30 minute. We had a 3 week break. I had to Actually, what happened over the last 3 weeks? No, it's actually, oh no, it's actually been a month, almost a month, because today's the 17th, basically. I don't know why I thought it was the 11th. Let me edit my description. 1 month absence. I don't know why, but I thought it was this. I thought it was 3 weeks, but in any case, it was a month. It was a whole month. Yeah, it's been a lot. If you follow me on social media, you probably seen what I've been up to. So if you follow me, especially on Instagram, probably seen where I've been. If no, well, you know where to find it. You can find it in the description, not of this video, in the channel description. It's always there for you. I can guarantee you there's a lot to see over there. Now, to the point. I can't see the count, the people count. How much are we today? Wait, let me just see how the image works pretty decent. My internet connection sucks right now. As you can see, the font is unusual, right? The background, it's all unusual. It's a white background. If you can recognize, my chair is slightly different. Yeah, it's not going to be like this for long, but it's going to be like this for a while. Approximately, I would say maybe a month. The reasons for it, I'll probably tell you. I think I will eventually give up this information, or you will see it on my Instagram because there's no way hiding this. It can only be, so to say, protected for as long as it doesn't go public, and it's gonna go public. So until then, I'm not spoiling you anything. Although I'm gonna tell you this: if you knew what I knew right now, you would be asking me to tell you more. But I'm not going to do this right now because that's not my thing. What are we going to be doing today? So today is a welcome back stream. And what are we going to be doing is, well, we're going to be watching YouTube videos. Now, I really only had one video in plan because you know what we do when we come back, when we do all this stuff correct. We go and we watch my boy Jen. He was the creator that we did our first reaction with. He is the creator I'm going to be doing my second reaction with. Oh, I can finally see the amount of viewers. Okay, I guess Restream did some updates. Anyhow, we are going to be doing a Gen reaction. Now, the reason for this, I have a couple reasons why I return now. Number one, I'm actually almost I will soon lose any content to post, and I really need to post content because I decided to scale this channel. We're on a mission to get 175 subscribers. And if you've seen, we also started an crunches challenge, so I'm going to be doing 100 crunches for 100 days until 2024 ends. So the goal is to do 100 days, 100 crunches. Now, another reason why I'm doing this is because I kind of missed it. It's been fun. It's been a while, and it also distracts me from what I'm doing right now because trust me, all of my everyday life, like everything that I do in general, right now has just been postponed. Like everything. And again, I really don't. I should tell you this about this one thing because first of all, it's going to be a very viral video if I tell about this. Second of all, it depends. Yeah, and people are going to like it definitely. Second of all, it's going to be an interesting video for a lot of you. Third of all, there's going to be some information that probably you might have never seen on the internet. But I can tell you this, and I'm not going to. You know what? Right now, because this is an I'm back stream. So let's do it. Our boy Jen, the guy that we've started all our streams or all our comebacks, all our streams. This channel started with him. We're going to be watching him. We're going to be talking about important social issues. To make a comeback, we only pick one video in any case. In any case, I hope the image works well because we are about to start. Confronting a radical climate activist protest. Another video by our boy Jen that we're watching today. And we're watching this specifically because, well, first of all, it's Jen. It's been a while since we watched him, and it's time to make a comeback on this channel. But second and more important thing is that I don't really think I've discussed this topic a lot on my channel. Usually it was about people living their lives, to say something similar like this. But it's time that we also talk about such issues. Maybe it's going to be a step to something new, or maybe it's just going to be a one-time thing. But anyhow, there's really nothing to add right now. Let's just start with the reaction.
Several protesters were arrested at tonight's congressional baseball game at Nats Park.
I'm going to make it quieter for myself.
This is a climate activist storming the congressional baseball.
Wait, you know what I just noticed? That Jen actually does his editing with CapCut. Like this is CapCut subtitles. So fun once you start noticing it.
And this is me interviewing the group just moments before. We've all seen it, vandalizing art, blocking traffic and transport, and hugging trees. These extreme groups use controversy to bring attention to their cause.
Now again, the point of the reaction is not going to be to insult most of these people. Oh yeah, I can see the stream lagging already. I can actually already see the stream lagging. Give me a sec. But the point, I'm fixing it, the point is not going to be to simply, demolish all of these. Oh, how bad they are. What I want to do in this reaction is potentially to try understand how are these people thinking, because it's always a very interesting subject. Like, have you ever noticed? Yes, you might disagree with them. But why do they just decide that this is the best thing to do and that people are going to not only spot them? Because the point is not for people to spot them. The point is that people spot them and take action instead of hating the fact that they destroy, art that, was created centuries ago.
Cannot afford new oil and gas.
So some would call it climate activism, like this 12-year-old yelling at a podium.
How dare you?
But most have called it eco-terrorism.
Because this is exactly what it is, unfortunately. Wait, can you hear the sound at least? Yeah, you can hear the sound. It's all good.
Police may be assessing climate protesters for terrorism.
If I'm gonna be real with you, I agree. Because straight up, I think this is the dumbest fucking way to get people on your side. But I wanted to...
Like, Jen just decided, I'm here all trying to be respectful. This guy is just saying, yeah, fuck you guys. You're doing it wrong. I mean, I agree. It's wrong. But I'm trying to understand why they're doing this. And I think he's going to be trying to find out this as well.
Put my bias aside and at least talk to this climate defiance group to understand where they're coming from and to find out, are their methods leading to change or just pissing people off?
Is that a good excuse to vandalize someone else's property?
It's the more polarizing work that gets attention.
How does racial justice relate with...
But you could become again, this is the thing that I never liked about radical activism. The best way to get attention, in my opinion at least, is to become someone yourself. Once you become someone, once you become a G, once you become the top level, your influence, your words are wisdom and are praised by millions. You don't have to look far away. Look at, for example, Andrew Tate. Like, you can have different opinions about this guy, right? We all have different opinions. But you can't discredit the fact that he became who he became. He got at the top of the echelon, and only then he started creating all this movement. One word that he says makes, thousands of people align with him and just do. I don't want to say do whatever he says, but it does bring agreeers. So moral of the it could be the moral of the video. We might be giving this right now, but if you want to make your point being heard, become someone that people should listen. Because brothers and sisters, wait, like give me a sec. Vandalism, okay, wrong background, but
I don't know. I'm not the best person.
vandalism was never praised, and it will never be. And people are not going to be looking at this and thinking, oh, yes, you know what? I should listen to this message. This is the thing that I wanted to do. Like, I get what you're trying to do. You're just doing this the wrong way. Even though I disagree with you, I understand what message you're trying to push. I'm giving you tips how to actually make a useful push. So I'm the good guy in this situation, right?
Person in the group to ask about this.
You're one of the leaders. Come on.
We found their website, infiltrated their movement, and after confirming the plans with their leader, I traveled to DC to ask them this.
What are you guys protesting for and why?
We are protesting the congressional baseball game. We don't think Congress should be allowed to play silly games when they are pretty much compliant with ecocide.
This baseball game is getting literally sponsored by Chevron, their massive oil company.
I think one thing that's been viral recently has been like the climate activist group who like pour paint on like art, or they like chain themselves to like the ground. Do you think that's an effective way to get people on your side and change things?
So we don't vandalize or destroy property, but
Yeah, I mean, Jen is going to say it on his own.
What do you think about their methods?
What do you mean you weren't vandalized?
Has been like the climate activist group who like pour paint on like.
We weren't vandalizing anything. We weren't like, okay, maybe she's talking about their group specifically. I can give her that. But he's talking about this. He's talking, is this effective? Okay, we decided to be patient. We decided to give it a chance. I'll give it a chance.
So what do you think about their methods?
So that group is, I think you're talking about Just Stop Oil. They're in Europe. I think that their tactics are a really good way to send a message, because why do we care about a Van Gogh painting when the world is quite literally on fire?
So I am here.
Your child needs these three.
Why do we care about the Van Gogh painting? Okay. Okay, I'm just skipping an ad, that's why let's think about this for a moment. Let's think. If your message is that, why would we care about a Van Gogh painting if our city is on fire? You know, the best thing that you can do, well, it would at least be a protest in front of the museum. Like, you know, when people are walking by, you tell them, like, guys, although, again, what does Van Gogh have to do with oil? Like, I can even get the baseball game. You're blocking the road to those who are coming, saying, yo, you guys, you are paying money to see a team that is sponsored by a world destroyer in the eyes of Chevron. That I could at least slightly get. But what did Van Gogh do to you? That guy hasn't lived for 400 years or something. Bro did not deserve to have this with his paintings.
Vertical?
That's a dope name. Like I've never met another vertical.
That's my spiritual name. My real name is pronounced He-El-Chi. He-El-Chi Watts.
What? Do you think like those extreme protests convert more people to want to change the environment, or do you think it leads people to view you guys as contempt?
We need people to go to the extreme like that. As we continue to reap the seeds of the environment, it'll begin to grow in people's minds.
But in that instance,
no, but don't get this wrong. Extremism. The problem with extremism is that usually it turns into vandalism. That is like the real problem that it turns out. You can't have extremism without violence. The problem with radical supporters is that they interfere other people's privacy. It's one thing to push your ideas, protests, all good, push your idea, but it's the other thing when you literally destroy what some other person owns and then make an excuse that you don't have to care about this because our world is getting destroyed. Like, imagine if someone just, I don't know, kicked my door out and said, well, you shouldn't be caring about your door being kicked out. Like, at least be happy that you have where to live because, the world is dying. Yeah, you wouldn't even be in jail, brother or sister. Maybe a sister I would still send her, but if you were a brother, yeah, you wouldn't survive till jail. Trust me.
Is that a good excuse to like vandalize someone else's property? Like, for example, what if someone said the same thing of like, oh, we're gonna vandalize your house because the planet is burning, so why would you care?
Literally what I just said. I'm sorry for that.
If I was complicit in ecocide, I would expect people to be showing up at my house asking me to stop and taking drastic measures if I didn't
No, but that's not the same as destroying Van Gogh.
stop. And we're talking about the planet we all have to live on.
So you wouldn't be mad if someone just came to your house and just like started vandalizing it?
I would be expecting it if I were playing a big role in the earth burning. Yeah.
Okay, no, I want to defend you, girl. Honestly. How do I defend you? Yeah, I know how I defend you. I will come up with the greatest. I will come with the idea that you're destroying human farms because of your. No, I'm not. I have a better idea. I'm gonna go again, pushing the artist movement, saying, "Well, you're destroying art. Might as well get your house destroyed." Let's see what Jen has to say.
And what's funny is that just as we were editing this video, we saw the Stonehenge get absolutely violated by these Just Stop Oil activists. Like, what the f did the Stonehenge do to climate change?
That's literally what you're protecting. That is literally what they are protecting. No, this world is. I mean, after what I've seen over the last couple weeks, I knew that a lot of the things that I'm gonna be doing, you need to sort of say fix this world. But brothers and sisters, yeah, we are screwed. We are screwed.
So this brings up a question about these activists. Because like I said before, if you think vandalizing property and making it so people can't go to work is the best way to get people on your side, then
bro, just smashing. I love this guy.
Making it so people can't go to work is the best.
Like this guy, bro, this poor dude is like asking him to stop, and this rage in his face, bro is gonna smack.
Best way to get people on your side, then you're stupid. But regardless, let's continue to ramp up the questions, and I'll do my best to remain unbiased and keep my cool.
I should invite someone to watch these videos with me.
Your guys' values is economic equality, but how would you address the fact that certain third world countries need to use fossil fuels to get to like a certain amount of like economic development? Maybe it's not a reality for certain countries to completely eliminate fossil fuels. Do you think you guys are coming back from like a privileged position in that sense?
Pardon me 1 second. If we could like quickly get a look and see that, these are our representatives. We, the people, are the government. You guys are just our representatives. But the thing is,
the problem is that you are the same representative as some other people, right? So basically, and you're a minority as it stands. So yeah, go, bro. Why do you have a pen sticking from your cap? Like, I know I'm not supposed to make these comments because I'm supposed to be hard on this, but this, bro, this is so stupid.
What was the question?
So the question is, how are you guys addressing economic equality if you guys want to get rid of fossil fuels?
I believe that that's a question for the leader.
Well, what do you think?
But you're supporting the leader.
I think
that Exactly. I think that you're a pawn. You're a pawn in a big close chess game when you're getting manipulated the way you want. I mean, brother, if you don't know what you're standing for, if you don't know how to answer what you're defending and why you're doing it right, then you're just being a puppet. Yeah, puppet sounds better than pawn.
I think that I won't comment on that, only because I really don't have an answer.
This is not about the oil drilling that's happening in third world countries. We're talking about mostly the drilling happening here, like in the Gulf Coast.
Well, isn't that being sold like throughout the world though?
Some of it is, but we're drilling a lot more than we need to be drilling, and we can also use. There's a lot of alternatives to fossil fuels at this point.
Another value that
like,
you guys
at least she's trying to give a rational answer. I'll give her that. Unlike the last guy who's just pushing. The problem is that the problems are not women like her. The problems are guys like him who can't even say what they're doing. What did they forget here? Why is it wrong? Like that they don't question themselves. They don't train their brain to give any sort of answer. That's the annoying part.
Have is like racial justice. How does that relate with climate defiance?
Let's throw everything there. Sexism, racism, ecology, astrology, masochism, you're a minority movement. Come in. Doors open.
Well,
nah, bro, stop. I'm not gonna listen to this guy. I lost all of respect to him.
Is our line kind of solidarity for everybody?
I don't.
No. I'm not listening to this guy. This is like my way of protest. He lost all of respect. The moment he can't answer what he's doing here. There's no whatever he says is useless. He doesn't know what he's doing.
The plan is the people too, and so like that act against like racist systems of systemic racism. We want to.
Maybe I'm not understanding, but again, how does that have to do with climate? I just want to understand here.
Like
fossil fuel infrastructure in general often affects people, POC, people in the probably like in, for example, in the Gulf Coast, the people who live in that area.
What's the
Wait. I think there's only one person I can really listen here is the leader. Wait, I'm gonna skip the ad so you don't have to watch it, and then we're going back. Yeah, sounds fair.
Much lower income and are mostly all.
So you're saying that it's racism because so you're saying that the racial minorities are low income? That's a racist fact.
People of color, and those are the people who are getting cancer from the drilling site, living near the drilling sites. They can't afford to move away.
Is what you'll see later on.
I'm at least give the girl that. Like, you can disagree with her answer, but she at least provides an answer. See, I'm not asking for a lot. I'm asking for a point of view. Because then we can analyze on it. Then we can debate on it. Then we can actually come to a conclusion. I'm not going to listen to a guy who says, brothers, please send it to my leader. Because I am just a useless puppet who's here to be wearing this useless t-shirt. Puppets.
Did storming the field a few minutes after our conversation help them in their values and mission, or was this all just noise? So clearly there's different opinions, whether you're a protester, an activist, an attender, or a creator like myself. And what I realized is that there's one thing in common, and it's that all of our data is being sold by data brokers. And so I recommend our sponsor Delete Me, not only for
yeah, that's another advertisement. I'm not
this or a journalist like myself. Anyone is at risk for simply having a different opinion. And so it's also important to protect yourself from identity theft and phishing scams. Here you can see the number of sites deleted.
You're still advertising, brother. Oh no, I'm not gonna listen to this.
Yeah, I'm curious. I just want to get both sides of each issue. What do you think about what they're protesting?
I think fossil fuels are better for the environment than people realize, because without them we would have cut all the trees down by now. I think they also save the whales, because before we were using fossil fuels, we were using whale oil to make everything. And I think people who wanted to save the whales should be happy that we use fossil fuels.
Okay, interesting. So are you completely against like what they're supporting, or do you think it's just not like a realistic outcome?
Most of the climate change issue...
That's a good question. Are you against what they're supporting, or you just think that this is an unrealistic outcome? That's so good, I'm gonna write it down. Wait, because otherwise I'm gonna forget. And this is a very good way to ask a question. And are you against their opinion, or you think it's an unrealistic outcome?
Is about controlling our energy resources. Let's say they get off of fossil fuels and they put everybody on electricity, and we're all using electricity for everything. Well, all that has to be mined. Most of it's mined by slave labor in communist countries that are owned by dictators at very violent places, and I don't see why that's a better energy resource than fossil fuels. They make people money who take it out of the ground rather than being forced out of the ground, and there's a lot less exploitation involved in it, I think.
Do you think climate change is like the...
Like, you can call me biased, but the guy gave an argument. The guy was clear. The guy was, going step by step. His points were coming from a logical sentence that he mentioned before. Yeah, that's the whole reason why I would support him instead of someone else. Well, let me just check my connection, because again, guys, I'm doing this with the risk that any moment this stream is gonna start lagging, but I at least hope you catch the sound.
Most pressing issue of our generation?
I think if it should. I mean, it's here, it's now. We're in the climate crisis. It's a very pressing issue. I think it's one of them.
I think they want climate change to be one of the most pressing issues, but I also think that the scientists who say climate change is real only get grant money if they say climate change is real. A lot of the scientists...
You just think it is just a conspiracy theory. We can, I'm gonna listen to him because at least he knows how to talk, but guys, it's all conspiracy theory.
Who disagree with climate change, all their budgets are taken away and they're blacklisted. There's a big movement to change our energy resources, like I said, and if you change our energy resources, you change who controls the power in the world.
Let me ask you this, so what do you guys accomplish with something like this? Has this actually led to any policy changes?
So a lot of people ask us why do climate activists do this kind of polarizing work? Why do we do stuff that doesn't actually have an impact on, we're not into policy, we're not doing lawmaking stuff, we're protesting, we're disrupting, and what's the point of that? That's what people ask. Really, it's to get attention on the issue.
Brother, that's not what he asked. He asked, did your protest influence anything? All you said is what your protest does. You didn't explain what does it lead to eventually. I listen to you people. That's why I'm always shocked every single time you all open your mouth.
So I'm trying to remember them, sorry.
Just name me one or so specific things that happened.
We played a big role in the CP2 LNG export terminal being delayed. We protested the people involved in voting on that, and that oil terminal is currently delayed. And our group played a big part in getting that delayed. Yeah.
I would say
no, brother, I'm not listening to you, but I'm gonna give it that. At least the girl, you can feel the stress a bit in her voice because she's not used to talking and answering uncomfortable questions, but she's trying. I'm gonna at least give her that. If she trains her skills in some useful or much useful path, or if she trains this skill of protecting her side, yeah, she can grow into a leader. At least she knows what she's doing here. At least she understands somehow. Okay, we'll say like this.
I'm vegan. I don't eat any for animal rights reasons and for environmental reasons, because factory farming has a massive, horrible environmental impact on the planet.
How about taking flights? Do you not take flights or?
You know what? Screw it. My channel, my rules. Ah, nice. Nothing helps this stream than a good midnight snack.
I do take flights. I try to limit to only flights that like I absolutely feel like I need to take. But
I guess it's hard to be like completely off of everything.
Yeah, I mean it's great to try.
You gotta try. I'm sorry. In order to protect your opinion, you gotta suffer something. I am risking being demonetized and getting a shadow ban by pulling off this piece of meat. Well, at least I push my ideas. If you actually want to save the planet, yeah, then you should take 3 days to get to from one city to another that would have usually taken you 2 days. Buses are still driving, boats still exist. Oh yeah, but I need to fly. Again, you can grow into a strong leader. Just be more prepared, so to say, and yeah, sacrifice some of these issues. That's the sad reality of life.
Try to reduce your footprint, but I think probably the easiest thing you can do is go vegan, and then you contribute a lot less to greenhouse gas emissions, especially.
Okay, at this point, I'm sure you're not the only ones wondering, like, what the hell happened to these dudes after they stormed the field. So I looked into it, and turns out not much. As they call it, the Baseball Blockade 8 were arrested and imprisoned for 24 hours. And a few days later, one of the people that were arrested, Lauren, she listed out this long email where she described their conditions. She said that she was given cups of water that cockroaches crawled into immediately, and that even though her parents found out and were pissed, to her it was worth it because she says that the disruption worked, with the Baseball 8 making national headlines and earning millions upon millions of impressions on Twitter. And in a follow-up,
my ear scratching, and I have meat in the other hand, so I'm not touching my headphone.
They shared a donation link where they asked people for money to cover their legal fees, as they'll be returning to court in just a few months for another trial, as they may potentially be charged with invasion of federal property. So what's also ironic about this whole thing is that actually this baseball game was sponsored by Chevron, the gas company, and as a result of this charity game, they apparently raised $3 million in charity, while climate...
Yeah, but nobody cares about that. They're bad. You know, bad people only do bad things. There's no gray. There's no gray. It's only black and white. Yeah.
Defiance raised $13,000 for legal fees. I mean, so to be fair, how effective donations are to charity is a whole different topic and video for maybe a future time. But now I wanted to challenge them further, right? On whether their mission is even achievable. Because the reality is, for some countries, fossil fuels is needed. And it's not just a reality to just, oh, I'm gonna start using solar panels and wind turbines now. When for a lot of third world countries, they literally depend on these fossil fuels to depend their current level of stability and economic growth. And so
that's when their stability is dog shit as it stands.
I wanted to ask them, wouldn't ending fossil fuels directly go against their values of racial justice and economic equality?
Would you still want like an entire world ban on fossil fuels if it means certain countries may not be able to use energy at all?
That's a good question. Actually, I don't know. I'm not the best person.
Imagine 1/3 of the world vanishes, but everyone stops using fossil fuels. It's like how many lives are you willing to sacrifice for your idea? That is the question any protester, anyone actually should do once they are planning something as serious as this. How many lives are they willing to sacrifice? And most importantly, whose lives are they willing to sacrifice?
in the group to ask about this.
You're one of the leaders, come on. What do you think? Like in that instance, like would that lead to more economic equality or racial justice?
If we banned all fossil fuels.
And certain countries won't be able to use it.
If we ban new oil drilling projects, I think that would be fine.
It's completely unrealistic. If we got rid of fossil fuels, everybody would have to start chopping wood down to heat their homes. If we got rid of fossil fuels, what would we use to make our products with? Again, plastic isn't bad for the environment. People think plastic's bad for the environment. They force us all to change to paper bags now. We're cutting down millions of trees for those paper bags. Millions of trees. That can't be better for the environment. What's better for the environment? Not having a forest anymore or having a couple plastic bags in the forest?
We will not be able to eliminate all fossil fuels immediately. And I believe...
Look at even the way he answered sentence.
For the environment. What's better for the environment? Not having a forest anymore or having a couple plastic bags in the forest? We will...
Look how he speaks. He uses the same terminology of the forest by showing him what plastic does to it and what cutting plastic out does to it. That is why I'm going to listen to this person. He can explain, like, I think I have this quote. If you want to explain something, you have to be prepared to explain it to a 3-year-old kid. This explains it to a 3-year-old kid. The fact that you talk about, it's going to be bad for the environment because they even give a reason why it's going to be bad for the environment. Oh, no, because it affects low-income families, and low-income families, that affects them, they get cancer. Like, the baby would just turn around and start watching Disney movies. They won't even listen to 3 words of what you have to say.
We will not be able to eliminate all fossil fuels immediately. And I believe our group's vision is ending fossil fuels within 10 years. I believe that's our view. And that's a more kind of hopeful, optimistic view. I'm not sure if that's exactly
what you're going to do with those third world countries. Again, you're going to say, hey, geez, you got 10 years to stop doing this. Or you got 10 years to come up with a survival plan. If you don't, well, we're gonna be keeping fists for you. We're gonna be holding hands for you. These people.
Exactly going to happen. The point is to make the transition from fossil fuels to green energy as fast as possible.
Well, I don't know exactly what
I'm not going to listen to this guy. I'm telling you. I cannot listen to a person I do not respect. He lost my respect when he proved to me that he's just a puppet. No listening to this guy.
All this is that we do need those people that are going to push for progress, but also those that are going to serve as a check to maintain balance in society. Because when the push for progress starts becoming more about who makes the most noise, and you can get the same level of validation for posting a black square and putting some emojis and links in your bio, it's no wonder that those who are actually doing shit isn't being seen. And to be honest, bro, it especially hit me when I saw this tweet. This is Boyan.
If you know the person on the left is, but not the person right, then you have been utterly failed by the media that you can
slot. And he's the CEO of Ocean Cleanup. And he leads a nonprofit that makes technologies with a goal to get rid of 90% of the world's ocean plastic. And the thing is that it's working. He's already removed 10 million kilograms of plastic from oceans and rivers. And as someone who...
Wait, what's his name?
90% of the world's ocean profit that makes technologies with a goal to get rid of. And he leads this is Boyan Slot, and he's the CEO of Ocean Cleanup. And he leads a nonprofit that makes technologies with a goal to get rid of 90% of the world's ocean plastic. And the thing is that it's working. He's already removed 10 million kilograms of plastic from oceans and rivers. And as someone who genuinely loves the ocean, and also, come on, bro, I'm Japanese. Of course I love fish. Mostly eating. To me, in all seriousness, he's the real climate activist. But with all that said, is it fair to group these protesters that I met as the same as the most extremist of groups like Just Stop Oil? Because even though I disagree with a lot of what they said, there is a clear difference between vandalizing property and protesting with signs.
Yeah, absolutely.
For you guys, it seems like...
No. we're not talking about this. That is all good. It's like, remember at the beginning when we were giving the example with blocking the museum. This is okay. You have to push your idea until you start invading someone's property, privacy. Yeah, then we have nothing in general. Then it's fight time. Like, it's who hits first. If you start hitting, there's no stopping in response.
Like, policy is an important way to change things. Are you guys looking to vote for like a certain president in order to make that happen?
Yeah, we don't decide as a group who we're going to vote for, but it's by individuals. People have different perspectives.
Is there like a political party that cares more about climate rather than like the other side?
Even the Democrats are not prioritizing what they said they were going to be. Like when Biden is running his campaign, he's not prioritizing climate in the way that he said he was going to. He pretty much lied.
Because at the end of the day, am I any better? When just like them, I'm in the business of attention, and just like them, I understand how controversy brings clicks and views. I mean, look at how I package this video. But then again, at least I'm not out here violating the Stonehenge. But hey, I'll at least talk to them and give them a chance. So if you don't know me or you just started watching...
That's why I actually love Jen's channel. Yeah, it's basically like the end already. He's advertising himself. This is why I love his channel, because what he does is he gives a chance to make sure everyone is listening. And I appreciate that. Everyone should get a voice. Everyone should get a chance to speak. But unfortunately, as we speak, not everyone deserves to have their voice heard, so to say. They all deserve to speak. I will listen to anyone and then make my own conclusions. But guys, moral of the video. If you want to make an impact on the world and make your voice heard, become a someone at first. Once you become a someone, and that can be anyone, in any industry you're pursuing, once you achieve that level of being someone, your word gets so much more power and value and influence. You become the, how do you call this guy who's like leading the concert? You start leading your own concert, basically. That's what I wish to you all. It was a great stream. It feels so great to be back. I will promise you that at least once a week, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here with your favorite Brad Cooper, Misha Petrov, Kira Lovan, all of our new creators, everyone. Dump them in. We're watching, we're reacting, we're discussing. If you like this reaction and you will really like to see much more, guys, hit a like button. Like this. If you dislike it, though, if you did dislike it, please hit the dislike button. Hit the dislike button. But you know the rules. If there's a dislike, there should be a comment. Why? Because I should know what exactly you didn't like and what should I fix. In any case, welcome back. This was Zeno77 reacting to Jen's new video about climate change. I will see you in my other reactions. Boom! Thank you everyone who attended this stream, and we will definitely see each other very